Revelation. Do you want me to go there? We're going to have a conversation. Okay, then bye-bye. Well, if you don't want me to insult the prophet, do not insult me. That's what I said to you. Do not insult me, and then I won't insult the prophet. He was talking about shaking again, like every Muslim here does. Who cares? Who cares what my body does? I could be naked right now. What does that matter? What does that actually matter? You hear me, man? Jesus is Lord! Jesus is Lord! Jesus is Lord! Yeah. Hey, no, brother.
How do you beat that?
Huh? How do I beat that?
I can tell you.
It's a noise. Like, what do you mean? If you go to West Ham Football Club, you're going to see a lot of noises there.
And how many people who are young play football because of the energy, the environment that they're creating?
Yeah.
More people get sucked into that than anything you will say out loud.
And more people leave that. Have you heard of Pew Research, right? Pew Research says that Islam is like an open door, right? A swinging door, in fact. People are going in and they're coming out of the Muslim religion because they're learning about it and they're leaving. You understand? So it's not enough to say, oh, I'll follow them because they're proud.
No, because
there's a ton of Catholics right now in this country.
They have spirit. They're
Catholics.
They did, not now.
How do you know that?
Because your kids are learning
Have you gone outside of Vatican City at all?
Huh? No, I'm talking about Christian nations.
You're going to see more Christians outside of Vatican City, or at least Catholics, outside of Vatican City than you would this small minority of people.
You're talking about the most religious place, Christian place in the world. I'm talking about the British society that was built on Christian values.
Well, it's not the most Christian place.
It was built on... The Vatican is not the most Christian place.
It's not the most Christian place, no. Okay. I don't believe they're Christians. I'm just saying, like, Catholicism is not Christian. But I would say there would be a majority of them who'll be chanting out Deus Vult the same way as these lunatics shouting out wherever they want to. It doesn't mean anything's true. Right? It doesn't mean that Islam's true.
This is one thing I want to get to. Bro, I'm not being emotional about this. I'm just telling you.
I'm not being emotional either.
But like, no, that's why I'm saying this, is that will grab more people's attention than any words you guys say. You guys can sit here and talk to one or two people.
But Christ says that the road to salvation is narrow.
But you're not helping
Many will not believe anyway. Okay?
So why are you doing this?
I'm doing this for those few who will believe.
So
Jesus Christ says in the Gospel of John chapter 10, in the Gospel of John chapter 10, Jesus Christ says he leaves the 99 sheep and goes to the one.
I'm trying to help
there is
you.
one Christian in this world that needs to hear the gospel.
Great.
I could care less about the majority of dogs and swine. Jesus says don't even cast your pearls before the dogs.
You need to create an atmosphere like that if you want Christianity to come back.
No, I don't.
So then not as many people...
Did you hear about the Tommy Robinson protest yesterday?
Those are the last Christians left. The new
They're
generation.
not the last Christians left.
Okay, in the schools right now, what do you learn?
There's many Christians who didn't have the opportunity to get there. The curriculum is based upon a liberal ethic. It's not based upon Christian ethics. That's why you got this wrong. So if you're viewing
LGBTQism based on...
Yes, liberal. That's what it says.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's not based upon... I didn't say it was a Christian nation. Hold on. Did I say it was a Christian nation to you? Did I say
that? It doesn't matter if you said it. I believe it is.
Well, it does matter.
So Britain was never
because
a Christian nation. Was it ever a Christian nation?
At one point, yes.
So now it's not. Why?
Why?
Yeah.
I can ask you the same thing.
I can answer it as well.
Spain was a Muslim nation. Why is it no longer a Muslim nation?
Yes.
Does that mean that Islam is false now because Spain is now Catholic?
No, I'm talking about the trends now. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I am. You're just not making an argument. That doesn't... Okay, because many people believe something does not mean it's true. For example, majority of this country are atheist and liberal.
Yes, it does.
Okay?
The truth is...
Okay, so is the liberal agenda, is the LGBTQ true?
If most people believe it, you're going to have to say...
So then that means that a majority of people in this country are right when they say that it's okay to have sex with men if you're a man.
Let me ask you something, yeah? If
the majority is true, right?
Let me ask you something, yeah? Hypothetical. If you had to lie and say that a man is a woman because your job relied on it, your family relied on it, X, Y, Z, how many people, including yourself, would actually tell the truth and say a man is a woman?
I can't say the same thing about Sharia law in Islamic countries. Imagine I go to those Islamic countries.
I'm not Muslim.
I can't say anything about Muhammad, right?
I don't give a shit.
Otherwise I'll get my head chopped off.
I don't give a shit about Muslims. I'm talking about...
You're not a Muslim?
No.
You didn't tell me you weren't a Muslim.
Yeah, but why?
You didn't tell me that.
The whole time.
I didn't know, bro.
The whole time
I didn't
you're
know.
talking about Islam.
Because you were defending Islam. You
No,
say that Muslims don't trust more than me.
I'm talking about the energy.
But you're defending it, so of course I'm going to assume you're a Muslim. Okay, how am I supposed to know the difference when I've got a ton of Arab Muslims coming to my face, yelling Allahu Akbar, and you're defending them? All right? You should have made it clear that you wanted to.
When did I defend it?
You just defended it a minute ago.
What did I say exactly?
You said that people will be more likely to follow this crowd of Muslims.
No, why?
Well, because they're shouting.
Yes, energy counts. Energy
But that's
and
not an
spirit
argument,
counts.
okay? There are many Catholics that shout out, "There's hope and Hail Mother Mary." That doesn't mean anything.
If me and you are talking right now like we are, and there's 3 Palestines there, more people will listen to the Free Palestine thing and maybe start thinking Free Palestine.
Because people make
than
noise.
us two
So what you're
talking.
saying is because people make noise, therefore what they say is true.
The louder you are, the louder your voice
Okay,
is,
there was
the more people
millions.
you can reach.
There was millions in this country, and there will be in July, going after the Pride. Millions, not millionaires. Okay, there was millions going after the Pride parade, going to protest at the Pride parade against anti-gay, Islamophobic, and homophobic rhetoric. Right. So there was millions of them doing that. Right.
Amazing.
So does that mean that the LGBTQ movement is true?
So let me tell you something, right, about the movement. No, you
No,
want
I don't want to hear about the movement. I asked you a question, okay?
Is it true?
Is it true?
I don't
because
believe
there's
objective truth.
Okay, you don't believe in objective truth.
Yes.
Well, that's stupid, isn't it?
No, it's not,
Because you
because
made an
you don't-
objective truth thing just then.
I can say, okay, if you want me to say I believe and I think before every statement, that's just mental masturbation, right?
It's not.
It
It's
is.
me asking you a question. You're replying with a statement about what you think.
I can
You tell me
say-
you don't have opinions.
No, I have opinions, and everything I say is my opinion. Just like everything you say is your opinion, right?
Yeah, and that's why I can say and if. I can say those things because it's my opinion, right?
But I can make objective statements as my opinion. I don't have to say I believe and I think.
But if you don't believe in objective statements, then it's just nonsense coming out of your mouth.
No, I believe in our subjective reality.
Why would you say things that are nonsense to you? That doesn't make any sense to me. If there's no objectives, then what you're saying right now to me is subjective. I don't have any right to listen to you. Nobody should even take you seriously.
And people probably don't, and some people do. But more people take that
Then
seriously.
why speak?
Why speak?
Because again, you don't
it's the
believe in
truth.
objectives. You just said the truth. That's not
Subjective reality.
objective.
So my truth. Do I have to say I think? I already said I don't want to
Okay,
do that.
so I mean, I want to do a thought experiment here.
Go on
Right? I've done this to another atheist.
Yeah,
as well, right?
I'm not an atheist.
Oh, wait, yeah, I know you're not an atheist. Maybe you're an agnostic. I don't know
No,
what you are.
I believe in God.
You believe in God, so you're a Muslim.
I believe in the idea of God. Why do you
believe in the
have to
idea
be
of
Muslim?
God.
Why do you only have to be Muslim? To believe
I'm
in God?
assuming you're a Muslim. You're bringing a lot of Islamic rhetoric to me. I mean, I've done this
What
for
is
like 4
the
years.
Islamic rhetoric I have brought?
Well, you tried to defend child marriage earlier on just around
When
me.
did I say
You
that?
literally just did that. Literally just here. Literally just there.
Who are you trying to impress?
Oh my day.
No, like-
You're saying I'm trying to impress people.
Yeah, no, like,
That's
'cause
an
I've
argument.
never said that. You know I haven't. We're talking person to person. You know I didn't
I
say
know
that.
what you said, that's fine. But what you said is that there's no objective truth, right?
We all live in our own subjective reality.
Okay, so is that claim itself an objective or subjective claim?
My opinion is subjective.
Okay, so everything you say is subjective.
Just like everything you say is
So
subjective.
nobody should take you seriously then, should they?
So no one to take you seriously by the same logic.
Not really, no, because I have a foundation. I'm
No.
saying that there are objectives, you're saying there
No,
aren't.
you're saying this is the truth, which is your
Yes,
opinion.
Jesus Christ.
And I can sit here and say this is the truth, but it's all subjective reality.
No, you're assuming it is, but you don't have a ground or basis for that. You're saying all things are subjective, which is contrary to your claim, because your claim is there's no objective truths. So, I mean, are you following this?
I'm following
You can't make the objective claim that there's everything subjective,
No, in
and
my
yet
reality,
states
everything's subjective.
that there's no objective. Do you understand?
I understand completely.
That's
and
stupid.
Let me tell you why I believe this, right? And why I believe this. Because we live in a competitive world where objectivity is for the common man of society, the common man, such as yourself, who believe in these values and principles, such as Christianity. They will be able to just like live life and be a good societal member and help people around, which is needed for society to continue.
You just said good life. You assume too much. You don't believe in objectives. So what's a good life?
A good life.
Yeah.
A good life is a life where you help other people.
Okay, who
I'm gonna take this and I give you this gift.
Thank
so
you.
who tells you whether that's true or not? Is it just your opinion?
It's based on my own personal experiences.
Do you lock your doors at night? Okay, why do you do that?
Because if you don't lock your doors, there's a risk that someone might enter.
So it's objectively true that there's a risk that somebody may enter.
Look, in my reality, I don't want people to enter, so I'd lock the door.
Right, but that's deluded if
Why
it's
is it deluded?
subjective. Because then if it's the case that there's no possibility that somebody can enter your house, it's deluded you should lock it in the first place
I don't
because you've
believe that.
just said
I
there's
believe
no
there is
objective.
I believe there is a possibility. If you think I'm wrong in that, then
So
that's fine.
there's an objective risk
No,
factor.
I believe that.
Right, that's an objective.
My belief is objective.
So you know what I'm saying? Your option of locking the doors is based upon an objective presupposition that somebody may go to your house.
In my subjective reality, which I've seen experiences of and statistics of people entering if you don't lock your door, then of course, and people entered my door when I didn't lock it, that would mean that to be competitive, I'd lock my door at night.
But is there a chance you wouldn't do that?
No.
So then you accepted that this is an objective truth, right?
In my reality.
In your reality?
In my subjective reality.
Okay, so I want to know how far you push this then in your reality.
Please,
right?
please.
Okay, let's say the worst instance possible, right? Let's say murder and rape of a child. Is that wrong?
Yes.
According to who?
My subjective reality.
Your subjective reality.
Yes.
What if I say it's right in my subjective reality?
Then I think you're a bad person.
According to who?
My subjective reality.
Right, but if I think you're a bad person, I want you killed and anybody else.
And you're a devil, and I'm a God-fearing person because you want to keep.
But what God? You just said God is
the
subjective.
Idea of God.
Wait, well, the idea of God is subjective according to you.
Let me pause on the
Okay,
scenario.
so my God told me that it's okay to do those raping. You say it's wrong.
That's
so
not God. That's devil.
According to who? That's your objective truth.
According to my brain, which can
I deny your brain, right?
But you can deny it, but that's my
So
subjective reality.
right now we're going to stand before a court of law, right?
Yes.
Right,
Court
should
of
the
law.
judge favour you or me? Not these guys. Should the judge favour you or me? Let's say I agree with child rape, you do not. Right? I'm putting a burden on myself. I shouldn't be, but putting a burden on myself. Let's say I say it's okay, you say it's wrong, right?
Yeah.
Should they go in your favour or my favour?
If we live in a God-fearing society, which we don't anymore in the UK, the God would favour me because that's what God tells us not to do.
What God?
The values and morals that society
Your God
needs.
is subjective.
My
So,
God.
yeah, like, what all the judge can really say is, well, it's your opinion versus his. So, yeah, I'm going to let this guy go free.
That's what happens when there's no morals in a society. And
But that's what your ethical presupposition is, no morals.
my ethical feels that no, I live by
There's no
the
morals
God.
in your religion.
That's why I'm saying the idea of God. I will subscribe to all morals that are beneficial to society. Like I believe in respect.
But your
I believe in
idea is
how-
subjective. You're not following, okay?
Yes.
Your idea of God is subjective based upon
You're
what
not
you
right.
think God is,
You're
right?
not right.
Okay? If I say that my God said to me yesterday that it's okay to go out there and do some slaying of vampires who I think are white men dressed in suits, would that be okay?
No, it's in my head.
In your head, right? And we stand before a court of law, right? Right? Is it
What do you
okay
mean
for
a
a
court of
judge?
law? Or
I'm saying a court of law in this country. We have a court of law. We stand before the judge. Is it okay for him to say that I should go to prison?
For what? Sucking vampires? Or something?
No, killing vampires.
Killing vampires.
Sorry, bro. What's wrong?
Brother, if he's a God-fearing man who believes in saying,
But you haven't even established what God, because I just said my God said it was okay. You're going in circles
no,
right now.
man. There's only two real, strong belief gods, right? And that was
According to
Christian. According to the two biggest ones, which is Christianity and Islam.
Oh,
Right?
so you're appealing to the Christian God now.
No, it was like that, but
So
now it's not.
my question is, if we're in the court of law and we've got a judge
That's why
sitting
Islam's
right there,
winning.
right? We've got a judge sitting right there, right? And I'm saying it's okay to go after children. You're saying it's wrong, right? In your worldview, you should say to the judge, don't judge him, because it's
Why?
his view versus mine.
No.
And all
Society can't function like that.
all morals are subjective.
Society can't function
Oh,
like
it
that.
can't function
Yes,
like that.
I agree. I never
there
said
has to be objectivity. Then
for
doesn't
most
there?
people, for the common man.
Oh,
I'm not the common man. I'm not the common man, though.
But you see how stupid that is?
No, it's not.
You want objectivity outside of
Let
the
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you. Let me ask you.
No, you're ignoring it. You're ignoring it, bro.
One thing.
You're ignoring it, bro. You're ignoring
Hey, now listen. Imagine you'll never get to the stage, right? But the best people, the most productive people, competitive people in the world, they don't have your moral standards, and they're freer than you.
How do you know they don't have more moral standards?
Because I assume you're a very devout Christian. You don't have any interest,
Okay,
right?
but how do you know their upbringing wasn't built upon Christian ethics and morals?
Because to be the most competitive person in the world, you need to believe in interest. You watch it as a system you live in, and you can't do interest.
Well, let me cue in Colonel Sanders, right? So Colonel Sanders earns a ton of money, right? Started the greatest, well, one of the greatest.
But he's
fast
not the
food
most
chains,
competitive
right?
people.
But what I'm saying is, he's
Having
one of the
interest,
wealthiest.
having interest
He's one of
makes
the
you more
wealthiest.
competitive. Is that true or
Right,
not?
he's one of the wealthiest.
Does having interest make you
Elon
more
Musk does not
competitive?
have a religion, right? But his grandparents were Christian. So
Yeah.
where do you get that from?
Because he uses interest. He's not a good Christian, then, is he?
Right, but that's irrelevant to the point.
Yes, no.
I'm saying the presupposition.
The most competitive people
the
don't follow your values.
presupposition ingrained into his moral ethics were Christian principles. That's the point. You
he
want to
doesn't
bring
pr-
some Arabian principles and tell me, oh, well, they're doing better. They would say that women. No, sorry, they would say that child rape is okay. You'll be allowed to molest kids in Islam. Did you know that?
Molest kids.
Yes, have sex with them.
have sex with kids. Why,
Yes.
Why would you be allowed to do that?
Because the Prophet didn't. He's the best example of mankind.
Does it say it like in the
Yeah,
Quran?
I'll show you.
That's crazy.
It's not in the Quran, it's in the Hadith. The Hadith are the sayings of Muhammad.
So he says just have sex with every child.
He didn't say have sex with every child. What I stated is that he's their best example, and he had sex with a 9-year-old girl.
He had sex with a 9-year-old girl.
Yeah, that's what it says. I can show you.
Why did he have sex with a 9-year-old girl?
You're asking me why, bro?
Why Christian now they don't have married, they have all kids, ask him.
I don't know what it has to do with anything, Uncle.
Yes, Christian they have kids but they no married.
I think you're confused about where we are.
No.
Okay, so I want you to read this out for me. Can you read it? I know my hand's a bit trembly, but just read it
I
out.
am Muslim.
She was
That-
6
that's
though.
what-
She was 9, she was 6, and then she...
They were married at 6,
And then 9.
and then 9 years old had sex, right?
Why?
Okay, your answer, that's a good question, right? Why would that be accepted
Yeah, I'm just-
if this is from God? That's the question I ask.
But
I don't know why, but I would go on. It's because their God is the devil.
do you want Christian values to come back?
Yes, of course I
Do you
do.
think it's going to work?
I believe that when Christ comes back, yes it will. When Christ returns, his kingdom of God will be on earth and everybody will be judged. from the book of
Until
life.
then, everyone's just going to be less and less Christian.
It's going to be as it was in the days of Noah.
I really...
You know what I mean by Noah, right?
No. But,
Okay,
but,
so in
the
Noah's
most
time, there
competitive
was a
people,
lot of
though,
degenerate
the most
people.
competitive people are not like this though. Like, do you understand that the best people in the world, the most competitive people, like the...
Yeah, best by
the
what
top-
metric?
Best in sports, best in business, best in politics.
But cool, that's subjective, though. That's your
What do you
opinion
mean?
versus
What do you
theirs.
mean? Do they believe in religion like as deeply as you? The common man
But that's
religion.
their opinion versus yours. Who cares?
Who cares?
There's many religious
That's-
people that are sportsmen. What do you want about?
No, I'm saying that they don't hold the same values as you, as strongly as you, and that makes them more competitive. It's for the common man. The competitive man wouldn't believe it on the same level as you.
Right, but that doesn't mean it's right, okay? You're saying that.
No, I want
you're
you to
saying
believe
that's
it, so
subjective.
then I don't have to believe it,
You
and
just
I
said that's
can-
subjective,
Yes.
right? You said there's no
I've been saying-
objectives, and yet you made the objective claim
I
that
believe
there
what I
are
think.
individuals
Yes.
that are good at sports. That's an objective claim, sir. You just projected your own argument.
There's people who said they're good
What's
at
good?
sports.
That's what I mean.
The
Even they
number
will
one-
ask them, what's good?
the fastest runner in the world is not good at running.
It's so subjective.
What?
How do you know there isn't somebody in Africa who's faster than Usain Bolt?
Because they haven't trained. Do you know what?
How do you know they haven't trained?
So you're telling me some random guy in Africa who's never been picked up and hasn't gone to the Olympics is faster than Usain Bolt, who's trained
be,
every day?
yes. How do you know
That is crazy.
But how do you know that? Be honest with me. How do you know
Okay.
that? How do you know there isn't somebody part of the Sentinel tribe who's literally legging it through the forest trying to catch cheetahs?
In my subjective reality, Usain Bolt's the fastest man. If I see any evidence otherwise, then I'll say it. Why would I go through mental masturbation and just say, oh, there might be
Because
some
you said
random
they were
person?
good sportsmen. Saying something's good implies objectivity. It's not just your
Good as the
subjective.
best, alright? The
The
most
best place,
competitive.
according to who? Best according to who? Me, you, the dog next
The
door?
person who got first place in the Olympics. Is that not good enough for you?
That's an assumption, first of
The
all.
assumption to get first
I'm
place in the
saying it's an
Olympics.
assumption that they're good just because they got first place. That doesn't mean they're good.
So who's better then?
Oh, who's better? What do you mean? who's better?
Running, we're talking about running right now, not morals.
We're talking about
talking
marathon,
morals
right?
now?
Because we're talking about morals in general, right? You understand, right? But we're talking about marathon running, right? So if I claimed that Usain Bolt was the greatest, would I be right?
At marathon running?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, let's say what's his name? Can't remember his name. Mo Farah. Let's say I claimed he was the best.
Right now?
Yeah, best right now.
No, he's not.
Who's the best?
I don't know, but you know it's not him.
Okay. Well, let's just say subjectively he is the best. He's on the
Why?
top, right?
Why would I lie? Why would I lie?
According to, let's say, the metrics that we see in the World Champion Olympics, right? He is one of the highest rated individuals, right?
So
Let's
he
say
gets number
he's
one all
the
the time,
best,
yeah?
right?
Okay.
And then somebody from Zimbabwe says, no, my guy's better.
Okay.
Who are you to say that he's
Race.
wrong?
Because I've only seen this guy run. This guy could
No, but who
lie.
are you to say he's wrong until then?
In my reality, I've only seen Mo
No, but
Farah
who are
run.
you? But the thing is,
I'm telling you why.
cannot say he's completely wrong without acknowledging first that he's actually beaten this individual Mo Farah in a race. So you can't claim to have an objective truth there and yet claim there is no truth in reality.
I'll tell you why, right? If Mo Farah gets first place, you're not letting me speak now. Subjective, right? So it's subjective to see the guy win the Olympics 3 times in a row and then saying that some random guy who's never run in his life could be faster than him.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense at all. But that
How
doesn't
do
make
I know
sense.
that like Tolu
It's
from
your
Africa
reality.
ran faster than him
Because
and I
you've seen
timed
it. You've seen it on the TV.
Yeah, and I saw Tolu run faster, so yeah.
That means you believe, that means you do believe.
He believes
Yeah,
it.
you do believe in
What do you
objectivity.
think your rationale
But he doesn't
Tell
get
me,
it
tell
when
me.
you say it's rational.
Tell me my rationale against me.
Okay,
You're
so
not
you
doing it. You're not doing
believe
it.
you believe that everything is subjective,
Yeah.
right? Including every claim we make
Subjective
about
reality,
truth.
subjective reality.
So if
We all
we
know
live
subjective
in a
reality.
subjective reality,
Yes.
then the claim that there are good things and evil things are also subjective
Good at
themselves.
certain things. A runner
I don't
is
think you're
better.
actually getting this, man.
You're talking about good and bad in morals, right?
Yeah, that was the ground, but anything
But,
really.
okay, if we're talking about morals then, good and bad, a person who fears God that preserves society, they are good people.
What God?
A God that preserves society.
What's God?
Okay, imagine.
What's his name?
I'll tell
I
you.
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll give you an example right now.
I'm agnostic, bro. I don't know who this guy's talking about. What
You're
God?
agnostic.
I'm agnostic, bro. I'm just straight. Look, come out of the pond. I'm agnostic.
Okay,
right?
I'll tell you what. Me and you, imagine we got shipwrecked on an island. When me and you, we're in a boat, we got shipwrecked. There's two societies that we both go to. We go to separate islands. I go to one island, and they are like the tribesmen, and they believe that we kill everybody who comes to this island, right? Who comes to this island, we don't want like outsiders. You go to an island that says, our God said, please preserve this person, be nice to him, treat him well. Who did God just save your life, or did he not? The idea of God just saved your life.
Not really. I could just roll up in that island, pretend to be one of them, and it doesn't matter. And then I'll kill anybody who comes to the side.
So you'd lie. Is that not against God? You're God.
But hold on. You're
That's
saying
a
it's against
comparative
my
mindset.
God,
Yeah. There's
right? But you do not have a comparative.
I'm just
You're
giving
just
you-
giving your subjective opinion.
That's no, the power of God is that strong. That
What's
the idea,
God?
the
You've not
idea
even
of it,
proven God.
the idea of it. I'm not talking about what
What do you
God.
mean the idea of
If
God?
everyone believes in God, 50% plus.
I watch you all the time.
Oh, thank you.
Love it to be first time here.
Are you
So
famous?
there is
Are you
no.
famous?
No, I'm not famous, man. But there is no.
famous? What's his
subjective-
YouTube?
There is no subjective form of God, right? God has a list of principles He gives to us, right? If I come down today and said to you, Jesus, by the way, told you that you need to kill yourself and cut your knob off, right? Or in the reverse order, cut your knob off, kill yourself, right? You wouldn't do it.
course not.
Why would you do it?
Because I don't prescribe to those moral standards.
You don't.
Yeah, to chuck my
But
dick off
I've
for
said that
Jesus
God.
Christ.
I've told you that God. You should do that because God told you.
That's your opinion. I'm not going to do it.
That's not my opinion. I said God told you.
Yeah, I don't believe in your objective truth about this idea of God, about your type of idea of God.
Okay, so you're saying that people can have an opinion about God, whether it be right or wrong, and you would still affirm that opinion based upon your subjective opinion,
People can have an opinion on God, and
whether it be right or wrong.
everyone has an opinion on God.
Yeah, but people can have that opinion,
Yeah.
and they come to you to tell you to do this or do that, and if you think it's wrong, you
why
won't
would
do
I do
it.
it? Well, yeah, that's a comparative way to look through life.
But that's not a God.
What's
Okay,
let me tell you-
God is
no,
the
no,
transcendental
no,
lawmaker
let me
for
ask you
reality.
something.
right?
Let me tell you
A
something.
God would also lead us to the highest ethical moral standards. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that?
If the pillars like this, imagine the standards are this, do all this, more people would be
The
better.
highest
Hang on,
ethical
hang on,
moral
hang on,
standards, right?
let me
If
make
I
a point, let me
believed
make
in
a point.
your idea of God, then it would be fine to believe in a Muslim God, which promotes killing apostates.
No, I don't care about Muslims.
Okay, I'm not saying you do. I didn't answer if you cared
Yeah,
about
but
it. I'm
you
saying
always
it
compare
will be
Muslims.
fine to believe in that God because your God is subjective to you. That means you can't tell another Muslim, oh, you have no right to go and stone that
I
adulterer.
don't
That's
care.
fine.
I wouldn't tell them that. You know
You
what?
wouldn't tell them that.
You-
Okay.
let me
And
tell-
this is why your
no,
presupposition
I
is
won't
wrong.
tell anyone anything.
This is why,
Because
honestly,
I'm
the
not
less
someone
people
who
that
loves
have your
violence.
mentality, the better in this country.
The
This is
less
why we need
comparative
a
people,
moral
the better,
Christian
innit? The
ethic.
less comparative
Because
people.
if it was
Kill
a Christian
ambition.
ethic,
Kill ambition.
it clearly teaches not to kill or stone people. The Bible says to
I
love
don't-
your neighbor as yourself. So, I mean,
I'm
where's
not
this
even
individual
Muslim.
coming
I'm not
with
even
saying he
Muslim,
would be
bro.
okay with allowing another man to stone another
I don't
man?
care.
I tell you no, I would not be okay
So
with
what would you
anybody
do?
stoning a
So what-
person.
so what would you
I
do?
would
Would you
not
die
be
for it? Would
okay
you die for it?
with an individual
die
killing
for
a
it? Would you
person.
die for it?
Would I die? I would try to protect my family and
Yeah,
those
my
who I
family,
love.
of course. That's the
Of
same
course.
with me. If someone tries to throw my
But for
family,
you,
what are
it's,
gonna do?
it's subjective.
No,
It's subjective.
Oi, you're just asked a random situation. Like if someone was getting stoned right there, you think I'd jump in with 10 guys there? I'd go the other way. And I'll be honest
You
with you.
wouldn't try to stop it in any sort of way.
If I was going to get
You
killed,
won't call the authority. You won't do anything.
100% call the authority, but I'm not going to jump in there and try and stop a being stoned.
What if it's your own family? What if it's your
100%.
So okay,
People I care about.
so you're saying that it's okay to preserve those you care about only.
That's not how society stays. When everyone cares about everyone, and everyone believes it's God, and the God says that can't
Well,
happen.
I'm going to
Everyone cares.
posit that my Christian ethic is higher than that because the Bible says to love your enemy, do good to those who persecute you. That's why it's higher
What's it-
because it values the human being. The human being is far above just simple men. The human being has the image or the imago Dei of God. That's the important reason why you should believe in Christianity and not the ethics of this poor man, which leads to stoning people for no reason, murder, rape, and even the LGBT
I never even said any of this.
movement.
I've
which
just explained it.
Your
but you
idea was just positive. Okay,
Hey,
so for
what's
example,
your YouTube?
what is wrong? What is wrong with being LGBTQ in your idea?
In my eyes, I don't think it's a healthy mindset to think a man can become a woman, because that does not live in the realities of the world we live in.
If somebody says to you that I think it's okay, what's wrong?
I'm not going to...
Wait, Nathan. If somebody says it's okay, what?
You want me to hold it?
No, that's fine. If somebody says it's okay,
So what?
if it's okay, because you've said it's subjective, right? So if somebody says it's okay to do it, who are you to turn to them and say this is wrong?
I wouldn't.
You can't say it's wrong.
No, I wouldn't.
So-
I wouldn't tell someone, a random stranger, hey, you need to believe what I
I'm talking
believe.
about around stranger, I'm talking about the populace, right?
So if I had power, would I tell people to a man is a man and a woman is a woman? Yes.
Okay, so you'll be okay with imposing your laws upon people, right?
No,
but you're not okay.
I stick to something like.
But you've already shown me that your God is subjective, meaning that it's your opinion versus mine. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm saying God has to be the objective reality. Otherwise, it cannot work, sir. If God isn't the final lawmaker, then we can't have higher moral
The
standards.
only way we can get the objective reality, right, like you want so badly, is unfortunately Islam, because no one's Christian yet. Everyone's
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
No, you want objective reality, do you not?
So first of all, can you prove to me that the Quran has higher ethical moral standards than the Bible?
I'm talking about populist people. You're
I'm
more
not talking
believers.
about popularity.
I don't care about. You can talk about all this.
There's
shit.
many people during the time of Hitler, right, who followed him and his nation, yet he killed and gassed tons of Jews. Now, I assume you would disagree with that. Okay, so then that means that many people can follow things and they still be bad.
No, but people are more spirited who are Muslim. You're a very spirited Christian.
That doesn't mean
most
it's right.
Christians, they don't have high spirit, right?
That
They're not going to
doesn't-
fight for it.
that doesn't
They'll
mean
fight
it's
for
right.
it.
Well,
They'll
I
fight,
agree
but they're
with
going
you,
to
I
win. They're
agree
going to
with you.
win. They're going to win.
They're not going to win.
Only if
Jesus
Jesus.
already won.
Yeah, exactly. If Jesus comes back, then you'll be fine. But if it goes
There's
the
no
way,
if. Jesus will come back.
okay, but if it goes the way it's going, you're going to get fucked, and Christians are going to be finished.
That happened during the Ottoman Empire.
And it's going to happen again.
Okay, so during the Ottoman Empire, didn't you see the Crusaders came in, swept away the hordes of Mohammedan and destroyed their lands, took control of every single mosque they built, turned them into churches. That happened. Does that mean, therefore, that the Crusader religion or the Catholic religion is right?
No, I'm not. I don't believe.
You're arguing
believe
ad
this.
hominem. This is the ad hominem fantasy.
I'm not.
That is. That's
What I'm
You've got to
arguing,
look it up.
mate, what I'm arguing, it doesn't matter because you're not listening to what I'm saying.
It does.
Okay, let me.
In
what am I
reasoning and
saying?
logic,
I've already-
when you argue with
understand what I'm
somebody,
saying, though?
when you use logical argumentation,
and that's what we've been
right?
doing, haven't we?
If you argue from populace and claim, well, the populace believe it, therefore it's right, it's fallacious.
And if
because
50%
people
of
can believe
people-
wrong things and still be right. For example, 100 years ago, people believed the earth was flat. You know that?
If 50% of people, my friend, believe in Islam, the society will preserve it. If 50% of people or more believe in Christianity, society will preserve it. If 50%
And
or
yet, in
more
Arab countries, there's actually convergence to Christianity. You know that?
it's always convergence to each religion in every society.
Right, but that's the point, right? It doesn't matter whether the populace believes
But
something
most,
or not.
over
the majority
50%
in this
of the
country,
society, my
but
friend.
you're just arguing for the sake of argument.
No, do you understand? Over 50%, that's how you get
majority in
an
this country
objectivity.
do not believe in a religion, sir. So that's not an argument.
Yeah, in this country, that's why it's failing.
But that's failing according to your subjective opinion, which you just said is subjective.
Yeah.
So I don't have any reason to take you seriously. Whereas under the
You
Christian
think I'm wrong?
ethic,
You think I'm wrong?
well, I have every right to.
You think I'm wrong that the UK is failing?
Can I believe that? Can I believe that you're wrong?
Do you think that the
Can I believe you're wrong?
You can, but answer
Okay.
my question.
Is
Do you
your
think
opinion
that-
subjective?
No, but do you think that
Is your
the
opinion
UK? Do
subjective?
you think the UK is failing?
Do I believe the
Yes.
Christian?
The UK failing.
Under the presupposition of the Christian ethics, yes, it is. But I would say the democracy is failing.
The democracy's fucked as well, yeah.
The democracy is failing. Not the people. There are still Christian people in this country.
How strong are they compared to the Islamic people?
What do you mean, how strong are they?
How strong-willed are they? You can't get the free Palestine.
You're taking a small minority of Muslims shouting Allahu Akbar and assuming that's the whole country.
Well, I'm
how many
thinking more
Muslims?
people.
How many Muslims do you actually know?
How many Muslims? Doesn't matter.
Okay, because I know a lot of Muslims who don't believe in even coming down here and even debating
Why don't they want to debate?
because they're not into that. You see, that's the thing. It's
It
about
doesn't matter
one's.
who cares. It doesn't matter who does what. or
But
who
that's your
doesn't.
religion. It doesn't
No,
matter.
it's not my religion.
That's
I've
your
never-
whole religion. It
I've
doesn't
never
matter.
said it's my
So you're
religion.
saying that things fell.
you
You're saying it's
can't-
wrong to believe
think.
things, and yet you believe everything's subjective. That means based upon your opinion versus mine. Okay, that's stupid. It's contradictory to your own position. Oh, you want to take this back? All right, cool. Anyway, it's nice speaking to you, bro.
What's your name?
My name's John.
John. What do you have a YouTube?
Yeah, Apologetics London. If you want to have a